Hey, listen, they say stoicism is the ultimate cheat code for niggas who done hit rock bottom and kept swinging. Facts. Been that way since the jump. We talking 300 BC, some Greek nigga Zeno gets shipwrecked, loses every damn thing, shrugs like bet, and starts preaching on a porch. Fast forward, you got the Mount Rushmore of not giving a single fuck. Epictetus, born a slave with his legs smashed, still grinning. Seneca, caked up richer than God, but writing letters like money fake anyway. And Marcus Aurelius, literal emperor of the whole world, scribbling in his war tent while ops trying to run up on Rome. Whole gospel, one sentence, dead ass. Some shit you can control, most shit you can't. Lock in on the first, stop crying about the second. Only thing that matters is moving with courage, justice, wisdom, and temperance. That's the Stoic chain, nigga. You never let nobody else hold the other end. But doing all that, straight pressure. So we finna let 10 movie legends show you how this shit really go. So who better to start off with than the nigga with a name that sounds like nursery rhyme?
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius.
Maximus Decimus Meridius, that Spanish-Roman beast who had the wife, the kid, the bag, the empire on a silver platter. Then Commodus, the original dusty incel with daddy issues, stabs the emperor, slaughters Maximus' whole bloodline, and sells bro to the gladiators like it's Craigslist. Next thing you know, this nigga covered in dirt, swinging swords in the provinces, whispering strength and honor like a broken record, ends up back in the Colosseum, gutted, bleeding out, still calm enough to fix Rome and die with a smirk. Stoicism, Maximus is the dichotomy of control walking, can't bring Bay and the Jit back, can't unfuck the betrayal, but every second he controls his virtue, courage in the sand, justice on every swing, Stoic chain forged in straight fire. He owns his reaction while the whole world burns. In the end, Maximus restores the Republic and dies free. Death itself turned into a preferred indifferent when you already won inside. But our next nigga been pushing P for 900 years straight. Yoda, 900 years old, hiding in a swamp eating roots and trauma, watching the Empire smoke his whole order. Then this whiny farm boy Luke crash lands talking about power converters. Instead of folding him into the bog, Yoda sighs, lifts the X-Wing with his mind and drops bars colder than Hoth. Do or do not, there is no try. Luminous beings are we, not this crude matter. Fear is the path to the dark side. Translation, stop crying about the outside. Control your damn mind, nigga. Whole exile is premeditation Malorum on God mode. He already know the Empire finna slide, know he probably dying alone, still trains the next gen with zero attachment to results. Stoic chain, bro been broke that shit centuries ago. Emotions come and go, wisdom and temperance stay forever. Now that's a Jedi master who turned old age, exile, and death into straight preferred indifference. If swamp wisdom and gladiator abs got you locked in, wait till we hit you with wizard beards. Gandalf, gray beard wizard, rocking up late to everything like your stoner uncle who still saves the whole fucking world. This nigga stares down a Balrog, a literal flaming demon from hell, and yells, "You shall not pass." Then he drops into the abyss, knowing he probably cooked. But get this, dude gets resurrected as Gandalf the White, but he still ain't flexing, just keeps hurting hobbits and kings like it's Tuesday. When Frodo cries about the ring ruining his life, Gandalf hits him with the coldest Stoic bar ever dropped on film. So do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us. Translation, dichotomy of control, bitch. You don't pick the Dark Lord, the cursed jewelry, or the fact your gardener gotta carry apocalypse bling. You pick how you move. Gandalf accepts death, resurrection, betrayal, and everything in between without dropping a single virtue. Courage, locked in. Wisdom, locked in. Justice, keeps breaking his staff on dumbasses who deserve it. Temperance, man, smokes pipe weed like a champ but never lets it run him. Basically, Gandalf is Marcus Aurelius with fireworks and a glow up. So who we got next? Well, we finna beam up to a nigga who vulcanized the Stoic chain and made feelings his bitch, for real. Spock, half human, half Vulcan, walking identity crisis with them perfect-ass eyebrows. Every 5 seconds, some red shirt dying, the ship exploding, Kirk Wilden doing 90 in a 55. Spock raises one brow, calculates the odds, suppresses that human half harder than you suppress your ex's new nigga pics. When the Enterprise fucks 6 ways to Sunday, he don't scream, he nerve pinches panic itself. In one peak moment, he climbs into a radioactive chamber to save the crew and gets cooked from the inside out, but still got time for a calm, I have been and always shall be your friend before he dips. Later gets reborn because logic apparently beats death on God, but that's just temperance and wisdom on galactic steroids. Dude practices the dichotomy like it's his whole job. Can't control Khan, can't control radiation, can't control Kirk's cowboy bullshit, so he controls his mind so hard the mind starts bending physics. Stoic chain melted that shit down and turned it into the prime directive. Niggas need to understand how much this nigga had to suppress his emotions. You see, Vulcans feel everything twice as hard and still choose reason. And that's the ultimate Stoic flex. Feel the rage, the grief, the love, and still move like a grown-ass adult. Now it's time to drop your ass on planets and wastelands where the only thing talking back is radiation and straight engine roar. And we kicking off with Mark Watney. Mark Watney, NASA's favorite botanist who got yeeted off the Mars mission when a storm hit different. Crew thinks he dead, so they bounce off, leaving bro on a red planet with no comms, half a habitat, and potatoes looking like sad little testicles. So what does a nigga do? Instead of curling up crying, nigga starts farming in his own recycled shit. No cap, he grows spuds in alien dirt, hot wires rovers with duct tape and prayers, turns CO2 into oxygen like a wizard on bath salts, and live streams pirate jokes to NASA while starving slowly. Every morning he wakes up knowing he could get cooked anytime, but he still cracks jokes. In your face, Neil Armstrong. That's premeditatio malorum turned into a whole lifestyle on God. Watney looked at every possible way to die, said, yep, probably, and solved them one by one. This dude got wisdom and resilience so pure it's bussin'. Can't control the dust storm, can't control when rescue sliding through, but he controls his attitude so hard, the attitude starts controlling physics. Dude got the Stoic chain and melted that bitch down and used it to water potatoes. Niggas stay calling this movie sci-fi MacGyver or feel-good space flick. Fuck all that cap. MacGyver never had to drink recycled piss while calculating delta Vive by Anshoa by hand. This Epictetus is stranded on a red rock, still smiling, but as batshit crazy as that is, we finna crank the insanity to 11 with a one-armed war rig queen who makes the apocalypse look polite. Imperator Furiosa, shawty who been a slave, got her arm ripped clean off, turned into Immortan Joe's top driver, then said, nah, fuck this, and hijacked a whole war rig full of breeding wives to go find the green place that might not even exist no more. She gets chased by flamethrower guitarists, pole vaulting lunatics, and a dusty asthmatic with daddy issues. Loses the green place, loses half the squad, still spans the block, takes the Citadel like she is picking up groceries. And this bitch did all that with one arm and a 1,000-yard stare that could melt steel beams. She got courage and justice distilled into straight diesel. Furiosa can't control the desert, the war boys, or the fact her childhood home turned into salt and lies. but she got her mind and actions locked down. Stoic chain is now a prosthetic arm with a skull gear shift. She feels rage, grief, hope, and everything, but she never lets it drive her. Niggas be calling her the head of girl bosses, but girl bosses post LinkedIn thirst traps. Furiosa is Seneca with a shaved head and a steering wheel. Virtue the only thing that survives when everything else is sand. Next up, let's go into the deep end of the Stoic chain, where the only thing colder than the weather is a nigga still walking. His name is Captain Jack Aubrey, lucker-ass British sea captain in 1805, sailing a wooden bathtub called Surprise against a French super frigate that outgunned him 2-1. Nigga had to deal with storms ripping masts off, crew dying from scurvy and cannonballs, best friend a doctor playing cello while limbs fly everywhere. So what does Jack do? He just laughs while quoting Nelson and cracking dad jokes. And with that, he's able to outthink the enemy till the ocean itself gets tired of trying to drown his ass. Jack loses more men than he loses sleep and still plays violin duets at sunset like tomorrow on a schedule. Wisdom and temperance on a rolling deck, no cap. You see, Jack can't control wind, waves, or the French being French, but he controls the ship's morale, the tactics, the exact second to fire broadsides. Dude premeditated every disaster, then drank port and cracked jokes while it's happening. That's Marcus Aurelius with a sextant and a hangover, pushing P on the high seas. But next up, we finna crawl into the frozen asshole of nature with a man who makes polar bears say my bad. Hugh Glass is a frontier trapper who gets mauled by a grizzly so hard his spine waved hello to daylight. His crew tried to stitch him with maggots, then his own partner robs him, murders his son, and leaves him in a shallow grave like trash. But instead of dying like a regular human, Glass eats raw bison liver, sleeps inside a dead horse for warmth, cauterizes his own throat with gunpowder, and crawls 200 miles through blizzards just to have a calm conversation that ends with, "Revenge is in God's hands, not mine." Now that's resilience and indifference to pain so raw it hurts to watch. Glass can't control the bear, the betrayal, the -40 nights, but he controls breath, movement, and the decision not to turn into the monster chasing him. Believe me, Epictetus would have handed him a blanket made of straight respect if he had a chance to, but nigga never got the chance between the 2-hour masterclass on what you do when every external gets stripped and only virtue is left standing. Now that virtue is exactly what kept our next nigga alive through his own trial. Chuck Nolan is one heck of a FedEx exec whose plane rips apart over the Pacific like God hit the shred button. During the crash, he washes up on a desert island with boxes of useless crap and one volleyball that turns into his only op to talk to. He spent the next 4 years straight talking to Wilson, eating coconuts and spearing fish with a stick he sharpened on pure despair. Finally, he builds a raft, sails through a storm that would make Poseidon fold. Then he loses Wilson to the waves. Next, he gets rescued, but before he could thank the gods for giving him a break, he comes home to find his bae married with kids. So what next? Nigga stands at a Texas crossroads, looks at the map, and smiles like he just secured the biggest bag of his life, which is kinda true when you consider what women are like. Anyway, he accepts his loss and rebuilds virtue from zero, no cap. The scene where he finally lets the ocean take Wilson without screaming is one of the cleanest break of external chains ever put on film. Niggas stay calling it that volleyball meme movie, but they couldn't be more wrong. The movie is basically 4 years of premeditatio malorum with no Wi-Fi. Chuck comes back and the first thing he does is deliver the one package that survived, duty over feelings. Seneca would have saluted with a coconut on God. And finally, the grumpiest Korean War vet to ever breathe, Walt Kowalski, old Cold racist, coughing blood, hating everybody on his block, especially the Hamon kids next door. Keeps a 1972 Gran Torino pristine and an M1 Garan oil in the basement like it's 1953. He watches gangs try to drag the young Jitao into bullshit, growl, spits, then slowly, painfully decides to protect what's right instead of what's his. Ends up sacrificing himself so the gang gets locked away forever. Dies with a smile and a lit cigarette while the car goes to the one person who actually earned it. Now that's justice even in the face of mortality. You see, Walt can't control cancer or the neighborhood flipping or the 60 years of hate baked into his bones, but he controls the last act of his life and makes that shit count. Now, that is Marcus Aurelius dying in a Detroit suburb, choosing virtue even when it costs everything. So there we have it, fuckers. 10 badasses, 10 broken chains, and just you, your 4 virtues, and whatever random bullshit the cosmos drops on your head tomorrow. Get dumped, get cancer, get promoted, get ghosted. None of it matters. The Stoic revolt is looking fate dead in the eye, flipping it both birds and saying, cool story, now watch me move like a grown-ass adult anyway. Remember, all you gotta do is own your fucking chain so that when the credits roll on your own little show that nobody asked for, make sure the last thing you do is smile, light a square, and tell the void to kiss your magnificent, doomed, virtuous ass. Yo, that's game for your brain. Now let it breathe, dropping gems every time. You best believe. Hit that sub, don't leave it on scene. Stay woke, stay wise, keep your mind clean.